Accept your past without regret. Handle your present with confidence and follow your future without fear. Hi Chandni Views. Welcome to online class. Class 5 Lesson 1. Subject Social. The topic of a lesson 1, the sun and the earth. So we all know that the sun, picture of the sun and picture of the earth, right? Yes. So let's see the difference between the sun and the earth. So the earth is a planet while the sun is a star. Earth is a solid piece of rock while the sun is more or less composed of dangerous gases. Next, the sun is 100 times bigger in the diameter than earth. It also has 1 million times more volume than earth, not to mention a surface area that's 10,000 more. So the fourth point is the earth is a habitable place unlike the sun. So you all know the peak of the sun. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, right? So earth, we already know the shape of the earth is a ball like structure, right? So today we're going to see briefly about the topic of the sun and the earth. Let's start our class. The sun and the earth. My name is Earth. My name is Sun. Hi Sun. Hi Earth. How are you? I'm fine. What about you? I'm fine. Good. Do you know something? No, I don't know. Today in Chandni View School, they are going to teach about us. Really? Yes, my dear son. Then Earth, you can able to listen them now. Yes, I can. Then please listen and say to me, my dear Earth. Don't worry, son. I will tell you. Thank you, Earth. You are welcome. Okay, go and listen the class. Are you ready to hear the lesson, children? Today we can see about the sun and the earth. Let's go to the class now. Introduction. The sun is the most prominent feature in our solar system. Yes, without the sun, no planets, especially Earth is a living planet, right? Our Earth can't get the light from the sun or heat or any other energy from the sun. So our sun is the most prominent feature in our solar system. It is the largest object and contains approximately 98% of the total solar system mass, and 109 Earths could be required to fit across the sun disk, and its entire could hold over 1.3 millions of Earth. Right. So the sun interior hold up to over 1.3 million Earth, right? So whether you all got it right. So most important is sun is the most prominent feature in our solar system, right? So let's move to our class. Space. Space is everything in the universe beyond the top of the Earth's atmosphere, the moon where the GPS satellites orbit, Mars, other stars, the Milky Way, black holes, and distant stars. So what do you mean by space? What in the space? So space is a boundaries, right? Space is a boundaries, three-dimensional extent in which the object and events have relative position and direction. So this concept of the space is considered to be the fundamental importance of an understanding of a physical universe. Whether you all got it right. So what is a GPS satellites? That is nothing but Global Positioning System. So what is a global positioning system? In short form we will say GPS. So it's a US owned utility that provides users with positioning and navigation and timing service. That is a meaning for GPS. And the other stars and the Milky Way, it's in space. We can able to see all the you can able to see the solar system, right, planets. So then Milky Way, everything you can see in the space. So this is all about the space. Next, universe. Now we shall move for universe. The universe is all of the space and the time and the contents, including the planets, stars, galaxy, and all other forms of matter and energy. So then it includes the living things, planets, stars, galaxy, and dust, clouds, light, and even the time also. Clear? So what is the overall top of the universe is? Universe is all space and time and the contents, including the planets, stars, galaxies. Yes, and it is also called as Big Bang theory in prevailing the cosmological description of development of the universe. We have got it. So Big Bang theories began on 13.8 billion years ago. So here you can able to see the galaxy Milky Way. This is one galaxy. In the picture you can see it clearly. So this is all about the universe. Next point of this universe is, universe contains millions of galaxies, each containing millions of billions of stars. Clear? So the space between the stars or galaxies is largely empty. So between the space and the stars, the galaxy, and this both three of them is that central part will be not be continuously formed. Okay, they are having a largely empty places among them. Among them what? Space. Then there will be gap of the stars, then gap of the galaxy. Every planet or everything will not be near to near. Okay, even for example, when you see the clouds in the night, there you can able to see the stars, right? So when you see the stars you can see near by near from our eyes. Okay, but when you go to the space, when you see means it's not like that. It having a large empty places will be there from one star to another star. Got it? Right. Next, about the sun. So sun is a star which is located at the center of our solar system. So it is a yellow dwarf star that gives off different types of energy such as infrared energy, heat, ultraviolet light, radio waves and light. It also gives off a stream of particles which reach earth as a solar wind. Before that, explaining of a sun, you know the shape of the sun and color of the sun is giving the heat and energy, right? So you want to know this also. It is a hot ball, okay? It is a hot ball of gases that gives off a great amount of energy. So life on earth depends on the light and heat from the sun. So without the sun we can't able to live in this world. Both light, night and day is most important. Okay, without the sun, in our solar system there is no sun, means we can't able to see the plants. When you're coming outside, you can't able to see the pic of with their eyes. We can't able to see the clear picture of images, plants, animals, who's coming forward or near. Okay, so sun is most prominent and important thing of our earth. So sun is the most important thing for our earth and our solar system. So life on the earth depends on the light and heat from the sun. Solar system also contain the planets, comets and asteroids. They all orbit or travel around the sun. So and also we get the benefits from the sun. So we can also see what are the benefits we can get from the sun. Okay, the sunlight kills the bacteria and subsequently enough, and sunlight does kill the bacteria. Okay, the sun reduce our blood pressure. Sun exposure reduce the cancer risk. The sun strengthens our bones. Sunlight improves our sleep quality. So these are some of the benefits from our sun. The sun has extremely important influence on our planet. It drives the weather, ocean currents, seasons and climate and make planet life possible through photosynthesis. Without the sun's heat and light, life on the earth would not exist. So sun is about 150 million kilometer, 93 million miles from the earth. So what I have saying before, sun is extremely important to our planet because sun is drives we can able to see the weather, seasons, okay, kinds of seasons, climate and life possible of photosynthesis. Without the sun, even the plants can't grow properly and even we can't able to see. So both human beings and animals and plants, we all want our sun. So without the sun's heat, light, life on the earth would not exist, would not be continued. Clear? So sun is almost 150 million kilometer and 83 million miles from the earth. Here we can see the features of the sun. So sun is the largest body in our solar system, right? So it is the nearest star to our planet. So you can able to see in the solar system. Before that, we moving to about the sun. First I will explain you in the solar system, about the solar system, okay? We having a brief explanation about the solar system. So when the sun in the solar system, the center of the sun, the sun will be present. Around the sun, all the planets, 8 planets will be present, okay? So whether you all know what are the 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So nearest to the sun, the Mercury will be present. That's one of the planet, okay? So except the Mercury and Venus, all other planets have the satellite. So moon is the natural satellite of the earth and Jupiter is the largest planet and Mercury is the smallest planet. Yeah, so our earth occupies in 4th position. Our earth occupies, that is sun, Mercury, Venus, then earth. Earth is our 4th position in the solar system. Okay. Next, 1 million Earths could fit inside the sun. The sun contains 99.86% of the mass in the solar system. Sun is an almost perfect sphere. So sun is, we can able to see the sun as a perfect sphere. Then the sun will consume the earth. Sun will one day be above the size of the earth. The temperature inside the sun can reach 15 million degrees Celsius. So temperature of the inside the sun we can reach 15 million degrees Celsius and sun will consume the earth. Okay, this would near to the Mercury, Venus, then earth is present. So sun will also consume the earth. So sun will one day be above the size of the earth. So that's all about our features of the sun. Now we are going to enter into our solar system. My dear children, before we move to about the what are the solar systems, what are the planets will be there, okay? So how the name solar system is formed, we want to know that, okay? So many millions of years ago, people thought that the earth was the center of the universe and that it was flat. Clear? So there are many theories which describes how the earth came and none of them came to know the correct conclusion. Later, Copernicus, a great astronomer, proved that the sun is the center and around that there is 8 planets revolving around it. Just like Earth, there are the 8 planets out there, so that go around the sun. Some of these planets might either be bigger or smaller, it have some rings, okay? So that family of planets, we can say it is called as solar system. So our earth is also one of the planet in that, okay? So that is our family, so we are saying that solar system. So in the 8 planets in the solar system, what are they? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So planets revolve around the sun in their particular orbits. So Mercury is the smallest planet and Jupiter is the largest planet, and Mercury is also the nearest planet. Clear? So as their distance are different, the time to complete one revolution is also different from our Earth. So the Earth takes 365 1/4 days to complete this. It's one revolution around the sun. So this is formed by solar system. So now we can move. The sun and its planets and all the objects moving around the collectively are called solar system. Yes, also all the planets are moving around the sun. That is called solar system. Solar system is entirely dependent on sun, and the only one which is self-luminous, which has its own light, because that is a self-luminous, okay, that only having in the space, that only having the bright own light, okay. So rest of the planets reflect the light received from the sun. It's every planet is getting from the light from the sun. Next, planets. Planets are large natural objects that orbit or travel around the stars. There are the 8 planets that orbit the star are called as the sun. So here we are going to see the planets' name: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Okay, in the center sun will be present. First is Mercury. You can see the picture: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Clear? Pluto also there, but here Pluto is not there in this condition. Only 8 planets we have. That is what? Again, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. Okay, Pluto is not, my dear children. Here you can able to see the trick how to remember the planet's name. Okay, how we can able to remember these 8 planets' name? By the sentence. By able to make a sentence, we can able to know the planet's name. The first letter, by remembering the first letter. For example, my very educated mother just served as noodles. So my, M, starting letter is M. You can denote it as Mercury. My. Okay, very, V, starting letter is V. You can denote it as Venus. Next, E for Earth, M for Mars, J for Jupiter, S for Saturn, U for Uranus, N for Neptune. Like this, the first letter, for making a first letter, you can able to find out the 8 planets' name easily. What are the planets are there in our solar system? Understood? What are the planets? 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. So these are the planets. Kindly remember this. Next, solar system. So these are the 8 planets. Now we have seen, right? Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Earth, Uranus and Mars and Neptune. These are the 8 planets. Next, now we are going to see each planet features. First is Mercury. So Mercury is, we all know Mercury is the first planet near to the sun, that we will say the nearest and first planet to the sun. So slightly larger than Earth's moon. It is the smallest planet in our solar system. Yes, it is the smallest planet in our solar system. It has no moon and no rings. In that Mercury, there will be no moon and no rings also present in that. Next is Venus. So second planet from the sun is, that is a Venus. So Venus is one of the 4 terrestrial planets. So what do you mean a terrestrial? What is the meaning of terrestrial? So Earth, like a planet, is made up of rocks or materials with a hot surface. That is the meaning for terrestrial planets. Okay. So in the solar system, meaning that it is a rock body like Earth. It is similar to Earth in size and mass, and it's often described as Earth's sister or twin. Okay, it's looking like a Earth, Venus and Earth looking like a same. So we are saying that this is a sister or twin. Next, we shall move for Earth, our Earth. So Earth is our third planet from the sun. So This features is like the Venus and the Mars, Earth has mountains, valleys, and volcanoes. So in our Earth, we can see all the valleys, volcanoes, and water, Himalayas. Everything is present in our Earth. Okay. So, but unlike its rocky siblings, almost 70% of Earth's surface is covered in the ocean. So we all know that Earth is the third planet from the Sun. So about 29.2 of the Earth's surface is land, consisting of the continents and icelands. So remaining 70.8% is covered with the water, mostly by oceans, seas, gulfs, and other salt water bodies also. Okay. So Earth's atmosphere consists of mostly of nitrogen and oxygen. So Earth's orbits around the Sun is about 365.25 days. Earth is the densest planet in the solar system and largest and most massive of the 4 rocky planets. Almost 8 billion humans live on the Earth and depend on its biosphere and natural resources for their survival. So this is all about the Earth. Next, we're going to see the Mars. So Mars is the 4th planet from the Sun. So second smallest, it is the second smallest planet in the solar system. Named after the Roman god of war, Mars is also often described as a red planet. We can see also called this as a red planet, Mars or red planet, due to the reddy separation, reddy appearance. Okay, why it's calling the Mars as a red planet means because of the appearance of the Mars. Mars is looking like a reddish color, so we are calling it as red planet. Next, we are coming to Jupiter, 5th planet from the Sun. Jupiter is a 5th planet. Jupiter is the largest planet in the solar system. It is made primarily of gases and therefore known as a gas giant. So it's full of contained gases. So we are saying that it's a gas giant. Jupiter has a thin ring system. Okay, it also having a thin ring system. That's all about the Jupiter, and also it is the largest planet. We all know that largest planet is Jupiter in the solar system. Yes, next we shall move for another planet, that is Saturn. So Saturn is the 6th planet from the Sun. So best known for the fabulous ring system. So one of the most beautiful fabulous in the solar system is Saturn. So in the Saturn, the rings will be present. It's looking so. The appearance of the Saturn will be impress us. Okay, so the rings will be looking so beautiful. So it is a best known for a fabulous ring system. So second largest is in our solar system. Like Jupiter, Saturn also is contain a gas giant and is composed of similar gases. What are the gases will be present in our Saturn, like hydrogen, helium, and methane? That's all about the features of the Saturn. Next we shall move for Uranus. Uranus is the 7th planet from the Sun. So Uranus is often referred to as the ice giant. So when you look in the pic of a Uranus itself, we can find out it's in a blue color. Okay, it will be blue color because from the Uranus to the Sun, the light will be correctly present in the Uranus. Okay, so that side will be ice giant. The Sun will be low, heat will be low, light also will not that much what it's giving for Earth, Mercury, Venus. Okay, so Uranus is some of the not visible planet. We can't be able to see our naked eyes, but we can see only by the telescope. Okay, so Uranus is often referred to an ice giant planet. It is not visible to the naked eyes and became the first planet discovered with the use of a telescope. With the help of the telescope only we can able to see the Uranus. Next, Neptune. Neptune is the 8th planet from the Sun. Neptune is the most distant planet from the Sun. Yes, so Neptune is named after the Roman god of sea. Neptune is the smallest of the ice giants. It's also one of the smallest of the ice giants. That's all. We have completed our planets and their futures. Now we are moving for Earth. So Earth is the planet on which we live. So we are living in the planet. Which planet we are living? We are living in the Earth planet. So people usually say Earth when they are referring to the planet as a part of the universe, and the Earth when they are talking about the planet as the place where we live. So it is one of the important planet. So almost that is our planet. Okay, Earth is our planet. So whether you all know how the shape of the Earth is formed, we shall learn that also. Earth is a land surface on which we live and move around it. Earth is not flat, but it is not perfectly round either. The days are getting longer. Were not always several continents. Earth is icy times. Earth is not flat, but it is a perfectly round in either. So, what is the shape of Earth? So we all know that the shape of the Earth is spherical like a ball. So Aryabhatta, as a Yemenist, Aristologist and a great mathematician of India, was the first person in the world to state about the shape of the Earth, an eclipse and distance between the Sun and the Earth and the Moon. Okay. So later Aristotle and the Copernicus also proved the same. Columbus discovered America. We all know Columbus discovered America, and Magellan also traveled around the world, and Gagarin traveled in space, and Neil Armstrong traveled to the moon, and photograph of Earth taken by him by the space, and graphs also reflected that the Earth is in spherical in shape. So he found that Earth is in spherical in shape. So we can't able to say that Earth is perfectly round in shape. Okay, so Earth is not flat, but it's not a perfectly round either. So days are getting longer. They were not always a several continents. Earth icy times. Earth is not flat, but it's not either perfectly round either. So we can't able to say Earth is a perfectly that is a round in shape. Understood? Right. Here we can see the formation of the Earth. So in the ancient areas, Earth and the Sun on all the planets of our solar system were nothing but a cloud of particles. Gradually, these particles were attracted to each other and came together to form an Earth. So, yes, composition of the Earth. The surface of Earth contains land and water. The land comprises of only 29% of the total surface areas like continents, plains and plateaus, deserts, valleys, hills, mountain, peninsula, island, delta, coast, etc. So you can able to see the composition of the Earth. So in the division of the Earth, the 71% is contained with the water and 29% is contained with the land. Right? Yes. Like this, Earth has an infinity variety of the land forms, mountain, hills, plateaus and plains, or the four major types of the landform also present in our Earth. Yes, next. So water comprises 71% of total surface area. Water is found in the lakes, rivers, streams, waterfalls, seas and bay and on in the oceans, etc. So here the composition of the Earth we are seeing on. So the Earth is all mostly the 71% is covered with that, right? So what are the Earth is found in the water we can able to found lakes, rivers, stream, waterfall, seas, ocean and all we can able to found in this composition of the Earth. Now features of the Earth. So our home planet Earth is a rocky terrestrial planet. It has a solid and active surface with mountains, valleys, canyons, plains and much more. So it's a special planet because it is an ocean planet. Water that covers the Earth's surface of the 70%. So our Earth mostly we can able to say that it's an ocean planet because 70% of water is covering by our Earth. So we are saying that it is a special planet and it's a water planet. Okay, so our home planet because it's our home. We all living in that, all the human beings and non-living things and animals, we all living there. So we are considered as our home. It's making us safe from everything, oceans, tsunami, right? So Earth is one of our home planet. Next, layers of the Earth. So Earth is made up of 3 different layers: the crust, mantle and the core. So in the core we are going to see the inner core and the outer core. There is a 2 types of core, inner core and the outer core. In the slide you can able to see the crust and the lithosphere, mantle, outer core and inner core. Let's see it briefly about the crust, mantle and the core. Yes, let's start. What is a crust? So The crust is the outermost layer of a planet. Crust of Earth is composed of the great variety of the igneous, metamorphic and sedimentary rocks. So first, the crust will be present. Okay, the outer layer they have described in the previous slide clearly. The crust first. Okay, crust and the lithosphere, right? So crust. So Earth outermost layer its crust. Okay, Earth outermost layer its crust and is rocky and regret. So it's contain two types. What are the two types of crust? Is conditional crust and ocean crust. Continental crust, not condition. Continental crust and ocean crust. So what is the meaning of continental crust? Is it will be thicker and predominantly fossil in composition and meaning, that is also contain minerals that are richer in the silica. The composition is important because it makes a conditional crust less dense than ocean crust. So it makes a conditional continental crust less than the ocean crust. So ocean crust is thinner and predominantly mafic in composition. The mafic rocks contain minerals with less silica, but more iron and magnesium and massive rocks are present in that, and therefore ocean crust are denser than the felsic rocks of the continental crust. And also the crust floats on the mantle, and continental crust floats higher in the mantle than ocean crust because of the low density of the continental crust. So an important consequence of the difference in density is that if tectonic plates happen to bring ocean crust and continental crust into collision, then the plate with the ocean crust will be forwarded down into mantle bend the plate with the continental crust. So it's about this is all about the crust. So crust having the two types, continental crust and ocean crust. So I have described you what is meaning of continental and ocean crust, right? Next, the layer crust. Now we are moving to the mantle. So mantle is a layer of the earth between the crust and the core. It will be between the crust of the core. So what is the benefits of the mantle? What is the meaning of mantle? So mantle is almost entirely solid rock. Okay, so but it is in constant motion, flowing very slowly, and it is ultramafic in composition, meaning it has even more iron and magnesium than mafic rocks, and even less silica also present in them. Although the mantle has a similar chemical composition throughout, it has a layer with a different mineral composition, different physical properties also. It can have a different mineral compositions and still be the same in the chemical composition, because an increasing the pressure deeper in the mantle causes a mineral structures to the reconfigured. Okay, so rocks higher in the mantle are typically composed of the pre-Totic rock dominated by the minerals olivine and pyroxene. So tablenes rocks is lower in the mantle. Extremely precious transform the minerals and create the rocks like allogilitic with the continent grains. So this is all about the mantle. So in previous slide we have even see the lithosphere, right? In the previous slide there is a crust and the lithosphere also we have seen, right? Yes, I will show now. Here you can able to see the lithosphere crust. So what is about the lithosphere is nothing but, my children, lithosphere cannot be classified neatly as either crust or mantle because it consists of both. That is the point of the lithosphere. Okay, so it is formed from the crust as well as the uppermost layer of the mantle, which is stuck to the underside of the crust, and tectonic planets or fragments of the lithosphere. So that's all about the lithosphere. So we have seen about the crust and mantle. Next we are moving for core. Core. Earth's core is very hot and very dense center. So core is primarily composed of the ions with a lesser amount of nickel, and lighter elements of sulfur, oxygen and silicon may also be present in that. So our core is extremely hot, 3500 degree to more than 6000 degrees Celsius. But despite the fact that is a boundary between the inner and outer core is approximately as hot as the surface of the sun. Only the outer core is liquid. The inner core is solid because the pressure is that depth is so high that it keeps the core from the melting. You got it? Okay. So we have seen about the inner core and the outer core. Next, shape of the earth. Now we are moving with the shape of the earth. Even though our planet is a sphere, it is not a perfect sphere because of the force. Why we are saying that it's not a perfect sphere? Because of the force. It's we can't able to say that it is a sphere in shape. It will be slightly flat. Okay, when the earth rotates the north and south poles, it will be slightly flat. Okay, so because of that only we can't able to, because of the force of the north and south poles, we can't able to say that the earth is perfectly is spherical in shape and it contains a perfect shape. It will be lightly flat. So earth rotation is forbidly motion, and other forces make the planet to change the shape very slowly, but it's still round in shape. So you can able to change the shape, but it is still in round in shape. Here we can able to see the sun and the difference between that. Sun is a star. Yes, we already learned sun is a star. The earth is a planet. Yes, it's familiar to us. Next, second is the sun is bigger as compared to the earth. Earth is smaller as compared to the sun. Yes, because the center of the sun is giving a light to all the planets. So it will be big. Okay, compared to the earth. Then there is no atmosphere in the sun, but earth is contained atmosphere, because we're living in the earth. Without atmosphere, we can't able to, human beings can't able to live in the earth planet. Okay, yes. Last is it is a composed of the gases. It is composed of the solid piece of rock in the earth. Next, we are going to step into the motions of the earth. A phenomenon like the day and night indicates the motions of the earth. The rotation, revolution of the two motions of the earth. When the earth spins or rotates around its axis, that movement of the spinning is called rotation of the earth. And when the earth spins or revolves around the sun, that movement is called revolution of the earth. So, my dear children, so what is the rotation of the earth? So earth rotates around its axis. Okay, earth rotates around its axis, and it revolves around the sun. So it takes the earth 365 days or 1 year to complete the one revolution. Leftover movement from when the planets were forming makes the earth and all the planets in the solar system rotate and revolve. Okay, yes, clear? Yes. Here is we can able to see the type of motions. What are the types of motion? Rotation, revolution. So rotation is a movement of the earth on its axis, and movement of the earth around the sun is fixed path or orbit is called revolution. So earth rotates on the imaginary axis from the west to east. It is like a spin of a top. Earth takes 23 hours and 56 minutes to complete the one rotation, that is one complete day. So rotation of the earth, we having the motions of the earth. I have explained it before that they are having two types, rotation, revolution. So what is the rotation of the earth? So earth rotates on the imaginary axis from the west to east, right? It's like a spinning of a top. It takes the 23 hours and 56 minutes and 4.09 seconds also is taking. Okay, so roughly 1 day. So complete the one rotation. Then due to the rotation of the earth, days and nights will be crossed. Because of the rotation only, day and night is going to occur. While the rotation on the axis, one half of it come opposite to the sun and receive the sunlight. That part of the earth as a daytime, other part will be the remaining is contained with the remain in the dark. Clear? So it is a night time. So due to this motion only, one half of the earth always will be either the day or a night. Next, how the days and nights are formed. So due to the rotation of the earth, the days and nights are caused. So while the rotation of the one half faces the earth and receive the light, so you can see the solar system. Our earth will be the third planet, right? So in the solar system, Earth will be in the rotation. Okay, so when it is rotation, it will be Sun will be there, or Earth will be there, right? So one of the part of the Earth, there will be light will be present. That we called as a daytime. Half of the Earth is not be facing the Sun. So that part is called as a night. Like this only day and night is formed. You all got it? Right. Next, summer solstice. So summer solstice is the longest day of the summer season. It occurs when the sun is directly over the Tropic of Cancer, more specifically right over the 23 from the latitude. So our summer solstice occurs when the sun is directly on the Tropic of Cancer. It will be contained over the right of 23.5 degree within the north latitude. Okay, in the picture you can able to see it clear. Where here in the left side you can see the summer solstice, and right side there is a winter solstice. So in summer solstice, the northern hemisphere, the solstice occurs between the June 20 to June 22. So you got it? June. It starts in the June 20 and June 22. And southern hemisphere solstice occurs in December 21 to 22. So in the summer solstice, June it occurs in the June, and southern it is a December time. Here you can see the June solstice and December solstice. Right. So everything to know about the longest day of the year. Here you can see the North Pole and South Pole, Arctic Ocean, Tropic of Cancer, Equator, Tropic of Capricorn, and Antarctic Circle. So winter solstice. At the winter solstice, sun travels the shortest path through the sky, and that day, therefore, has the least daylight and longest night. When the winter solstice happens in the northern hemisphere, the North Pole is situated about 23.4, right? It's contained about the 23.4 degree from the Earth. Then winter solstice occurs annually December. So in summer solstice we can see that is in the June, right? 21 and 22. Here we can able to see December. That is occurs in the June, and this occurs in the December. Right. Here is the difference between the summer solstice and winter solstice. So summer solstice experience the longest day and shortest night of the year, and winter solstice shortest day, longest night of the year. Every year on June 1st summer solstice happens. Here we all know that in the December, and the dates will be vary. Okay, and it happens when the Earth settle on the axis of maximum toward the sun. And as winter solstice, it happens when the north pole of the Earth, the title of far away from the sun. And here the sun appears the highest elevation during the noon time and stands still directly over the Tropic of Cancer, located at the 23.5 degree latitude north. And here in winter solstice, the sun stands still directly over the Tropic of Capricorn in the northern hemisphere and reaches its southern declination, located at the 23.5 degree. Next, revolvation. The Earth revolves around the sun. It is called revolvation, right? So it takes 365 days revolving 1 year complete to one revolvation. So before we see the difference of the revolvation, I want to give some points also about the revolvation. So the revolvation, besides the spinning on the its axis, Earth also revolves around the sun. That is called revolvation, right? So fixed part of the revolvation of the Earth is called as an orbit, and it is an elliptical in shape. So the Earth takes 365 days and 5 hours and 48 minutes, roughly 1 day, to complete that one revolvation. So Earth is inclined at the angle of 23 degree. Due to this inclination, seasons are occurred as well as the Earth length of the daytime and nighttime changes in temperature also take place in that. Now we can see the revolvation and rotation. So when the Earth spins, it is called rotation. When the Earth travels around the sun, it is called revolvation. Rotation takes 24 hours, revolvation takes 365 days. Rotation causes day and night, and revolvation changes the seasons. Eclipse. Next we are moving to the topic of eclipse. So eclipse is a natural phenomenon that occurs when one cylindrical or object passes into the shadow of another. It is commonly seen when the earth and the moon from the line with the sun. So we are aware that moon revolves around the earth and the earth revolves the sun, right? So in this moment, sometimes the sun and the earth and the moon come in the straight line and the eclipse occur. Because of that only eclipses occur. Here we all know that the types of eclipse, that is solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. We can see that briefly about the solar eclipse. So when the moon comes between the sun and the earth, okay, so when the moon is come between the sun and the earth, its shadow falls on the earth. If it's coming between, the shadow will be falls on the earth. So that is called said to be a solar eclipse. So solar eclipse occurs only the new moon time. Whether you have got it? Solar eclipse will be contained when only in the new moon time, on the new moon time. Here we can able to see the solar eclipse, how it's formed, how it's forming. There here particle eclipse centers and annual eclipse is there. They have given the difference. So there are 4 types of solar eclipse: total, partial, annual, hybrid. So because it's solar eclipse is forming a new moon day, right? So how it's forming they have explained clearly. So solar eclipse happen when the sun is completely blocked by the moon. Total solar eclipse is also only visible from the specific part of the earth. So next we are moving to the lunar eclipse. When the earth comes between the sun and the moon, this shadow will be falls on the moon. In that solar eclipse we have seen the shadow falls on the earth, right? So it's forming the new moon day. Okay, so solar eclipse is contain the new moon day. Lunar eclipse will be contain the full moon day. That is the difference between the solar eclipse and lunar eclipse. Okay, so it occurs only on the full moon day. Here also having the 3 stages of lunar eclipse: penumbral lunar eclipse and partial lunar eclipse and total lunar eclipse. We also seen what is the brief about the penumbral, partial and total lunar eclipse. So penumbral lunar eclipse is nothing but moon passes through the earth penumbral shadow, and partial is portion of the moon passes through the earth uberal shadow. Next total, the entire moon passes through the earth uberal shadow. That is the points of these 3 types of lunar eclipse. Here we can see the difference between the lunar and solar eclipse. So it occurs when the moon passes behind the sun, right? So it occurs when the moon passes between the sun and the earth. It occurs a new moon day, it is full moon day. It lasts for a few hours, it lasts for a few minutes. Only simple points for lunar eclipse and solar eclipse is very easy to understood you, right? Yes. So we are coming to the conclusion of the topic of sun and the earth. So in today's class we have learned about the earth and the futures, right? Yes. So my dear children, always save the earth and save the nature. So earth is the most important and prominent important and prominent for our human beings. Okay, so earth having all the facilities. So earth is making us safe and living in this world. So sun, do you listen what I said? Yes, my dear earth, really excellent. They are said as beautifully. Yes, the class has been completed. I enjoyed this class. Okay, son, we can see another topic in the next class. Okay, dear earth. Bye. Bye. Children, hope you enjoyed this class. Do you have any doubts? Hope you understood about the sun and the earth. Yes, see you in the next class. Until, keep revising the lesson again and again. Take care. Bye.